Don Westfall, Dan McCarger back in downtown Mankato one last time tonight before we sign off and get set for tomorrow night's contest. Mavericks, 4 unanswered goals there in that third period of play, and they get the 6-3 win. But as you had mentioned, Dan, you're looking at this in the paper tomorrow, and you go,
6-3.
Yeah, Mavericks in control the whole way, and by far and away that was not the case here tonight. Beavers, as we had heard, a much better team. Tom Saratori and the group coming in here, pretty speedy. Not bad offensively, generating some offense, but the Mavericks, once they got the momentum going in their way the third period tonight, that power play goal helped right away, and obviously Bryce Gervais is just on a roll right now, and the guy loves playing on Friday nights.
I'm just not sure if there's anybody in the country playing better than Bryce Gervais is right now. When you just look statistically, he's got 9 goals, and when he's not scoring, he's still playing exceptionally well. So I'm very impressed with the way he's playing, and it was just nice to see Matt Leitner get a goal tonight, Marganeri. Mavericks got things going tonight early with Dylan Marganeri in between the goaltender Bitzer's legs to make it 1-0 Mavericks early on.
Then it'll be followed up by a goal by Bluger. Bluger just one time it turned into wide open net, and it was 2-0, but then a late goal in the first. Mavericks unable to clear on a power play, and that was Propavis's 2-1, and then they'd come back, Dan, with a quick one right away here in the second to tie it up at 2 as Parker would score.
Just 26 seconds into the second period, they get one that kind of dribbles through, and that one was a real tough one because all of a sudden the game is tied up, and you completely controlled the game up until that point.
Ward will catch a nice little feather pass there, get it past Huggins. That was a 4-on-4 goal, Ward's third of the year. We were 3-2 at the end of the third period of play, and all of a sudden, Mavericks have come back. And at this point, of course, Stephon Williams had gotten in the net, and the Mavericks with some confidence there. You see Stearns' goal finding the upper corner. Gervais, just a sweet pass right there, Dan.
Oh, that was as good a hockey as you'll ever see right there. No question about it. Then Leitner with the empty netter to finish it off. 6-3 Mavericks win, and a really sound, strong finish for the Mavericks. And you look at the statistics, 34-22 face-offs won. They outshoot them twice, 33-15 in shots. And penalty minutes, probably too many penalty minutes for the Mavericks and Mike Hastings, but I think he'll take this victory tonight and be very happy with the way this thing went after being down after the second period.
Plenty of multiple scores in the contest, certainly for the Mavericks. Stephon Williams will get credit for the win. He saw 4 shots on goal.
But like the coach said, sometimes it's all about the getting something changed. So we got to do something. You change the goalie, and maybe they change the momentum a little bit. And the Mavericks said, well, we got to play harder because nobody likes to see a goaltender get pulled out during a game. That's hard on everybody. So they picked up their play. Stephon Williams made the saves when he had to, and the Mavericks get the victory.
And again, the Mavericks, they only have 4 games now, 3 remaining in WCHA play at home. Mavericks off next weekend. There was a lot right on this game to maintain some momentum and carry that through. You don't want to give up. You need to sweep at home.
Yes.
And obviously you need to get the sweep. You need that first one. So it was a big decision, one that we'll have to see how the season goes along. But the Mavericks, to get the 2 points out of here when they trailed going into that third period of play, big decision and paid big dividends for the coaching staff.
When you look at, we were just talking about wins and losses on the schedule, and if Bemidji comes in here and gets a victory, they're 3-0 in the conference early on in the season, and the Mavericks have 2 conference losses. Somewhere along the way, you got to make those up. Now instead, it's 2-1 for them. The Mavericks are 4-1, and they're basically 2 games better in the standings. So it's this is a huge win, a huge come from behind win, and it would have been very easy just to lick your wounds and try to play for tomorrow night, but the Mavericks did not do that.
Yeah, we're talking about player of the game, and again, the Mavericks with a lot of multiple scores, but we're going to go with our JBL player of the game is going to have to be Bryce Gervais. Had a big night tonight, big weekend last week, and a couple weeks ago he was the offensive player of the week. And we certainly again thank JBL Real Estate Group and their sponsor this weekend. In fact, Jason Beal himself, who gets our sponsorship and the player of the game award. And again, Marganeri, Leitner, lots of guys contributing offensively tonight. But it's hard not to talk about Gervais. I asked Coach Hastings before the game, have you ever seen Bryce Gervais play better hockey than he is right now? And he said, well, in spurts, he's played as good, but now it's just kind of continuing week in, week out.
Well, and that's what they need from all their top players, because they have a bunch of players who can play at that level. And if we can get all those players playing at that level, this team has a chance to make a very serious run coming up in March and April. So, it's really good to see him playing well, but we need to get Leitner there. You need to get Marganeri there, Zach Stepan there, Bluger, get everybody playing at that level all the time. And then if somebody has an off night, somebody else can pick them up.
Some of those guys got ignited tonight. Marganeri, as you mentioned, Bluger, of course, steady. And because of that, Mavericks get the win tonight. Let's take a look finally at some of our out-of-town scores, Dan.
Babinski scores in overtime. Ferris State wins 1-0. Tech over Anchorage 2-0. Bowling Green, Alaska, they're underway. The Gophers leading Notre Dame 4-0 in the third. Huntsville over Air Force 2-1 in the second, and UMD leads St. Cloud 1-0 in the third in the NCHA.
Should mention again, J. Beal Real Estate Group does the little things that make a big difference. If you're looking, we got to keep the sponsors happy,
yes,
especially when Bryce Gervais gets that in there. So if you're looking to talk to Jason Beal, 507-381-1060 is the number. And again, some great sponsors. They had a great night of hockey here. We had a lot of fun. The Mavericks come through, and they get the 6-3 win, and we'll see if they can do it tomorrow night. We're back here again. 7 o'clock, the pregame show at 7:07 from downtown Mankato, the second in the two-game series between Minnesota State, Mankato, and Bemidji State. For Dan McCarger, Don Westfall, and the rest of the students from Bethany Lutheran College, we thank you for watching. One more time, our final score tonight, Minnesota State, Mankato 6, Bemidji State 3. We'll see you tomorrow night.